Oh my god, I'm so upset. I sold so many copies in 25. Fuck.
I feel like it's been forever since I did one of these. Like, I think the last video I did was the drag invoked deck guide, and that was
Ah,
like March.
the classic.
And I ended up getting like all the ratios wrong from what ended up being good. I mean, I think my theory is still sound. Like that's probably still the way I build the deck, but
I think it's probably gonna
yeah,
be good this format.
I love that deck. Dude. I think that deck has
Oh, I know.
um, yeah, well, obviously it's an invoke deck, but oh, by the way, have you like what do you think of the maximum gold like premium gold rares?
What about them?
I don't know. I just think they look hot. Like I think they
Yeah,
look
some
really
of them
good.
look really good.
Like the Alistair, I stared at the Alistair for like 10 minutes. I was like, dude, this looks sick.
Yeah, no, some of
Like
them look really
the
good.
borders, Harpy's Feather Duster looks really good.
The polymerization looks insane.
Oh, really? I may have ordered one of those because I ordered like a whole thing. It's been 3 weeks, still hasn't got here from TCG Player.
Yeah, sometimes the mail is like
The
super
mail's
messed up
absurd.
right now.
But yeah, no, I really like that deck. I think too. I don't think the deck's like really strong enough to be hit too aggressively.
No, they're not gonna hit that there.
Like they may hit like Nadir Servant to 2.
I can see that.
Yeah, like I think
Um,
OCG just did that. But and like I don't know if Invoked will ever be hit. Like at this point, it's too late. If
yeah,
you were
I
gonna
mean,
hit
what do
it,
you
hit
have
it
to
two
hit
years ago.
Alistair and like when you hit Alistair and you hit too hard, just like that gets done.
Yeah, I could see like Meltdown to 1 being a thing at some point, but
Yeah, that would work.
yeah,
Playing
or
against the guy the other
Alistair,
night,
Alistair at 2.
we're playing,
Yeah.
and he, my God, it was insane. I go first. I set up Dryden, set 3. My back goes a double Book of Moon ID Prison, and I have um Action or a Bell in hand. He goes draw. He goes Meltdown. Pop with Dryden. He goes normal summon Alistair. Search Invocation. I go, okay. Then he goes Special Jester Confit. I go Book of Moon. He goes, okay. Special Jester Confit. The second one, I'm like, Book of Moon. So I had 2 Book of Moons. Then he goes, okay. Special third Jester Confit. I'm like, what? Then he goes, Anaconda. He goes, Invocation. I go spell. And he now has the spellcaster engraved so I can ID prison his Dragoon when he tries to bring out Dragoon. He goes, second invocation. So his hand was Alistair, triple Jester Confit, Magical Meltdown, 2 invocations. Or one an invocation or something like that. And he searched an invocation too. I'm like, wow, pretty good. Fucking kills me. Like,
He's like, man, this hand sucks. When he like opens it,
yeah,
like
like
this
he
hand's
just plays
terrible.
through my 4 interruptions and hand trap and makes a Dragoon just kills me. Like,
Those are
wow,
always my favorite games.
this is
I love
disgusting.
that.
I was like, I didn't
That's like
deserve this.
that's like peak invoked. I don't know how invoked gets any more invoked than that.
It was disgusting.
Oh man, dude, I've played that deck in some weird builds and some weird formats too.
Holy shit. Dry
There
Show
was a
Nova
while.
is $47.
Kill me.
Oh my god, I'm so upset. I sold so many copies in 25. Fuck. Oh my god, I was so neg on this set I could have just went even though. God damn it. Vending sucks. Don't do it, kids.
So how's that going? How besides the Novas, how's vending going for you?
It's fine. I mean, making the money.
All right, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. Get to do my own thing. So,
Does it make you see the game in any new light or anything? Any like revelations from it?
mm, I think it's the other way around, honestly.
Makes you hate it?
No,
Oh,
being a player
oh, I see what you. Oh,
definitely helps with vending, opposed to the people that just vend and don't play. Because I can use my player brain to like make calls about shit. You know,
right.
like these evil twin cards, guaranteed they go up.
Mm,
Like that's a good engine,
yeah.
and like it's so cheap. The
Mm.
all the ultras are like $8 or $7. Like they'll go up 100%. They'll probably be 15-20 bucks eventually.
I don't even know what they do. I don't even think I've read them. I was just so turned off by the art.
the the normal monster, the effect monsters, summon each other from deck when they're normal special. If you have
That's good.
no other monsters on the field, and they lock you into fiends for the extract. Well, then the one link monster will special summon the other name back from grave. So you link two, make the one, it will special one of them, and then you make the other link monster, which will special the first link monster back, and you can either pop a card or draw a card. One of them pops, one of them draws. So like you always go
Nice.
get the draw pretty much on turn one. But you play it with like Eldritch and Dogmatic and shit. So like you have
Yeah.
the other engines to accommodate, but it's just a good like starting engine.
Hmm.
It also is like a quick effect, so like you can bring it back to pop on your opponent's turn. But you also make like Unchained Abomination.
Oh yeah, that guy's
So you
good.
like set him up with like Conquistador, fucking Punishment. You get two pops.
Yeah.
So
What what do you think about I like the prank kids like link one guy. I'm
yeah,
surprised. I think that guy is gonna be a decent engine at some point. He's
maybe yeah. Prank kids are
like a
like
free link four.
they're good, but they're like they lose to an early interruption
Yeah.
or Nibiru.
Yeah.
They hard lose
Or
Nibiru.
I remember like Prank Kids was like the official deck of people who wanted to win at Sunshine Games for like a solid format
Makes sense.
because like Invoke doesn't have any like natural outs to that deck because they just make themselves battle immune and I lose.
Yeah,
So
perfect true.
for a while I was siding 3 Call by the Graves just for Prank Kids matchup.
Oh no, not like this, John.
That was
Just
one of
for
the
the
weirdest
prank
like
kids matchup, he says.
that was one of the weirdest meta calls I ever did. Obviously, like I sided him in if I had to go first and stuff too, but yeah, that was one of the weirder side deck choices I had to make
So
because
funny.
you couldn't beat it. The other deck that I could never beat was the Raid Raptor deck. Richie at Oblivion.
Oh,
I could
the Lunalites?
no, just regular Raid
Just straight up
Raptors.
Raider Raptors?
Invoked Mech Knight Invoked cannot beat that deck
Because how do you get over Ultimate
without
Falcon?
siding. No. It's not even that. Ultimate Falcon's easy. It's how do you get over Raid Raptor Readiness, the trap card
Oh, that
that
card's
he
broken.
played at 3 copies.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
card's good.
he could stall me
I
for
know about that
6
card.
turns. Yeah,
I know about that card. He's definitely used that shit on me before. I'm like, wow, this card's fucking nuts.
yeah.
Oh my
He
god.
always has it at like the right time too.
Oh,
But yeah,
absolutely.
Purgatrio versus that card just hard loses. Like you can't do it.
They always have what they need at every moment that they need it.
Yeah, man, Raid Raptors. I played that deck before Ultimate Falcon came out for like a month, like Monarch format as like a rank 4
I
deck.
remember when
Like
that thing came out, I was hyped. I'm like, yo, Black Wings are back, blah, blah, blah. No synergy.
yeah,
Except for Zephyros.
no, yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
All right, so should we start recording?
Oh man. So, oh, I was already recording.
Oh, we're just
I feel like that's
freelancing
a
it?
good enough
Oh,
cold
shit.
open.
All right, cold open it
Yeah,
was.
I honestly, we got some good stuff in there. We got you bitching about Drytron Nova. We
Oh
got
my
you
god. No,
the Fat
so
L.
you might as well keep pointing to going into that set and vending and all that.
Time
So
to buy one of those cheap cases.
I know people
Get
that
some
are
Novas.
they're just taking L's on the case. They're selling it so low. I mean, taking under $200 under price just to get rid of it. Like, it's that bad.
I mean, pull 5 Novas, you get your money back.
That's true. That's true. But you only get 3 per case max. So
Really?
max.
Wow.
So it all depends on what your collector shares are.
Oh
But even
man,
then, like,
the
not
collectors
good.
are just so far down. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not even good. So it's crazy.
yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't make Drytron Nova a collector's rare, and they made the other guy,
yeah,
the ritual spell.
yeah. That card's super good. That
I
ritual
haven't
spell.
even I haven't even read it, to be honest. I know what the deck does in general, but uh,
All right. So ritual spell. You can ritual summon any ritual monster by tributing machines from your hand or field whose attack meets or exceeds the ritual monster's attack.
yeah. So
So you summon,
that's how you get Ben 10 loot.
yeah, you summon Ben 10 out, and then you can summon from hand or grave with
Yeah,
it,
it's really good.
and then it's like when it's in the graveyard, you can reveal. I think it's like you reveal a Drytron, or no, I'm sorry, you lower a Drytron's attack by 1,000 on the field and add it back to hand.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
The deck is
Like,
from what I understand from all my friends that have been hyping it, is going to be like a serious tier 1 competitor, which is cool to
yeah,
see. You know, another deck in there. You know, like I
yeah,
said before, I'm just not a. I wasn't a fan of combo earlier on. I didn't like how you play against Infernoble and they loop 2 cards out of your hand and like you couldn't even do anything. And at the same time, I wasn't a fan of Dragon Link where they put up 5 negates and Horadic Seal and say go or the Buster Lock. But now I feel like the game has gotten to the point where it's like, set 3 trap cards, activate Kirk's Edel and search Golden Lord go. And it's not. It's like the same thing. It's just a different way of doing it. Or summon
yeah,
VFD pass. Have the outer, you lose.
right. And even if you do, we probably have a negate or like the
Yeah. Or you
Macrocosmos
pop
guy
it
or
with the trap
whatever.
card, save it from
Right.
impermanence, and like I think that's
Yeah.
a wild thing too. That impermanence just isn't is terrible this format. Going
Yeah.
from
First
it was
time in a
like probably
while.
one of the best cards last format. It's
Yeah.
just terrible this format.
I think the interesting thing about Drytron and the thing that makes me like it is I love decks that just have like tons of searchers. Like they're just able to use a bunch of random
Yeah.
search cards. Like because this one I know you don't know that much about the deck, but you've got like 3 Cyber Emergency, 3 Preparation of Rites, 3 Drytron Nova, and then you have or I guess I say yes, you have 3 Drytron Nova, then you have 3 of the field spell plus terraforming. So you're
Yeah.
looking at 13
Yeah.
ways
Prep
to
has
just
always been any deck
search
that
your
I always
deck.
played. Prep was also amazing. That
Yeah.
card is so good. I remember playing
Like
that in my Herald deck back in the day. Too good.
oh, that Herald deck was. Oh, do you mean like way back in the day or do you mean like
Way back,
2017?
like
Yeah.
when Guardian Gatos came out.
Oh man.
Really long time. Herald had just come out. Like this is the most broken card I've ever. I can negate everything. And then like
I
just had no condition. So
I remember reading this like tournament thing on Pojo from
throwback.
from J Kim. That was it was like a tournament of champions thing, and it was like 2007, and like 2 of the people in the tournament were Jeff Jones and Billy Brake, and they were like just starting out, and it was either Billy or Jeff was playing Herald of Ultimateness in this thing and just bricked like incessantly and just lost hard because he never saw the ritual spell. He never saw advanced ritual art with it.
I remember I tried to build that Herald deck. I was a kid. I was in high school. I had no money, and I was trying to build this ritual deck, going off these YouTube deck profiles. and this card said Archford Christie in it, which was like a $75-$80 card, and
Oh,
now it's just like, wow, only $80 is really not that bad. Back then,
yeah.
$80 is crazy. And I finally got the Christies from this dude I knew. And I go to my first tournament, and the first deck I play against is Macro Guardian Yatos. Actual unwinnable matchup. He summons Yatos
Yeah.
turn one. I just can't use my Herald. I just lose. I'm like, no way. I spent months building this deck. I was crushed. I think I played it for that tournament and literally sold the Christies the next day. Like, it was
Oh
crazy.
man. I never had anything like that when I was a kid, because like when I was a kid, there was no like Pojo was the only source for any information about the game. And like Pojo message boards was like the hot place to get tips about the game. And then I remember the last deck that I had before I quit the game, like went into high school and quit the game. I called it Storm Surge, and it was a legendary ocean deck with a warrior package in it.
Broken.
And like it played it but that deck was crazy because like before anybody was turned on to it, I played like triple trap death shoot and like triple mind crush, and
No.
then like the
God.
water art area, and
Oh my
like
god, that
I only had
sounds
one person to
terrible.
play against. It was, I mean, I was like 12, but
Of course. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
that
play.
was
My phone's
funny.
not gonna play with hands.
Yeah, and this was goat format, by the way.
Oh my god. I've been playing a little bit Go For It
I
here
just
and there. I
wasn't
played
playing goat.
you know that stupid Gear Free deck that plays Smoke Raid? You seen that?
Oh, I was gonna build that. Yeah.
Hey, you showing Gear Free Smoke Raid, pop card
Yeah.
there. There was a time this last format when I was playing Going Second Zoo, and I was like, wow, I need like the spicy card to play when I'm going first. Like when my opponent makes me go first. And I'm like, why don't I just play Smoke Grenade? Like I can pop it with my Dragon and knock a card out of their hand.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that combo resolved one time, and it was broken. But one time was enough to keep it.
I feel like that's really good. Like I feel like you could I mean you could take a Nibiru, you could take
Anything.
like yeah, I feel like that's not terrible.
It's so funny. So funny. But um,
Yeah, yeah. So have you gotten to play at all recently?
yeah, like we have a couple stores that are running like small tournaments under like 10 people, and we're doing the best we can. I play with my boys on the weekends and like sometimes during the week. We're all just always theory all the time. We have a group chat that we're always theorizing like what the decks of the format are going to be. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Neg City, it's our group chat. But the it's funny because like with this whole ongoing situation, you never know when this format could end or when a new one could start, and
Mm,
when we're gonna have an event where it's relevant to have a really fine-tuned list. I really think this is a good chance for Konami to like experiment with certain things and like play with the numbers on certain cards. Because like, what? Who cares?
yeah.
Is like, yes, Dino keeps winning the remote duel event. Like, why don't you experiment for an event and say, all right, this over Raptors at 1, and so is Baby, or something like that. You can keep 3 bits,
Mm,
but over Raptor and Baby are at 1. Try that out. Maybe it's different. Maybe Miss just goes to 1 or 0, and everyone throws a party because it happened.
yeah.
But I think it's cool
No,
because you get to innovate a lot in times like this.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't really got to play at all. Like I mean I build like decks on Dueling Book and do like fishbowl
Yeah, I do the same
type
thing. I don't
stuff.
want to play people.
Yeah, it's just so tedious to play on Dueling Book. Like I basically only play with friends.
Yep.
Um, but no, I think oh, you know what I was thinking about earlier? I was trying to remember the last time we got to play in person, like that we actually had in person locals before COVID. Do you remember what decks were popular then? Because I couldn't remember for the life of
I
me.
want to say Adamansphere was just coming out. Was it Orcus?
No, it wasn't out yet.
Orcus was out.
No, Orcus was done.
Harp Horror got
Yeah,
banned
but it
on
was
that
done.
on
Like
the
they had
first of
banned
that
harp.
month. Yeah, it was banned on the first of that month. I think Harp. So we didn't have any
No,
tournaments that banned out there.
I mean like yeah, wasn't it cool? Because I looked and wasn't it like the 3-on-3 was like the last
Yes,
major
it was
event
like
they did?
Dinos, Spirals, Salmon was in there a little bit.
Yeah, should all invoked. That
Should
was
all
one
vote,
of the
excuse me.
decks.
Yeah, that was a big
Yeah,
one. Yeah, I was at that event. It was kind of crazy. And then let me tell you, like after that event, we did not think that was gonna be our last event we were going to for a year.
yeah,
Everyone, me and my friend, we both didn't do well, and we were all like, "It's all right. We're going to the next event.
yeah.
We'll start grinding for that." And we booked the tickets for March for the
Mm,
YC Charlotte. And sorry, you're not going.
yeah. I was like, no, I was really pumped because like I had getting a YCS top as like a goal for the year. Like I wanted to get, like top 32 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, I was just gonna go to like 3 or 4 YCSs, maybe 5 YCSs, and just
Oh
got to go
yeah,
to
like I was just
0.
gonna.
Yeah,
That's the cool part about vending is now that I can say I need to go to the YCSs as like business expense
yeah, write it off.
because like it's part I'm gonna be buying cards there stuff. I'm paying money, so why not? Yeah, I mean, going off the game and all that, how it is right now, it's easy to see where the market is going with and shape the game is going. The game is moving back towards that slower, more grindy feel, which I think is really
Yeah,
good for a lot of people. Like we said
yeah,
before, it's kind of double-edged sword. They need to find that perfect balance in between where, yeah, it's okay to play 10 trap cards in your deck, but also okay to play none, you know?
yeah,
And I feel like I don't know what that balance is. I'm not on the card design team. I have no idea. So don't ask, but I just want it to happen.
yeah. What I would like to see, and it'll never happen in a million years, but what I would like to see is they just do like an overall power dampening ban list where like they figure out what the key combo pieces are in every deck and just like limit them
Oh,
or if
yeah.
necessary ban them, slow the game way down, and then just start printing
They did
actually
that
fair
in
cards.
like 2016. They did that. They released like a
Yeah.
70 card ban list. Like, yeah, it was cool, but didn't really do anything. So,
Well, then they immediately just printed better cards.
yep.
So like
Yeah, it's the issue,
so
like power creep and
yeah.
everything. I think the only way to really solve it is to really solve, like you said, the current state of the game and make
Yeah.
sure that everyone is enjoying playing the game. That's why I think this online simulator would be a great idea that they're talking about. It's because
Yeah.
even if it was automatic, a lot of people like the semi-auto from Dueling Book. But
Mm,
even anything I think officially Konami related would be amazing uh,
yeah.
for us as a community. It would really help. And
Yeah.
you could do
Well,
tournaments on it, whatever you want to do. But it would help everyone. I think that plays the game elevate their game to that next level, which is
yeah.
cool. Very cool to think about.
Yeah, like Magic Arena has been very popular. I
Yeah.
know there's like some drama around it right now, but like in the past, like past couple of years, it's been real. Like they do tournaments, they actually have value on
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. Pokemon has been real
And
good. I actually have a box of it in my backpack. I opened it last night. I bring it to the list, and there's some good cards in there. I know we were going to talk about vending a little bit, like me getting into that. If I could jump into that, I will a little bit.
yeah,
So for those of
yeah,
you
go for it.
that don't know me, which is I would think the majority, I lived in Tampa for 2 years, and I was studying to be. I was doing my master's in music performance. I have an education degree, so I went to school fully intentional being a teacher. Taught for 2 years, and then COVID hit, and they cut my position. I found myself like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I started vending. I started selling cards online. Bunch of friends that I've been doing for years, and so I was like, I'll give it a shot, and it's been very successful. I'm making what I was making as a teacher, if not more.
Mm,
And I enjoy it. It keeps me in the game, and I enjoy playing the game. Been playing for close to 15 years now, so it's pretty cool to like take that next step into it. Eventually, like to grow bigger, even open my own shop eventually, which would be awesome. But it's not all uh, sunshine and rainbows. Let's say, there's a lot of risks to take, uh, and this is coming from someone like I'm definitely like a small fish in the big pond. There are a lot of people that are way bigger than me, even where I am on
Yeah.
Long Island. There's people that are tremendously bigger than me. But yeah, it's definitely cool to see it from that other side of the game. I know what we were
Mm.
talking a little bit about Genesis Impact, and everyone and their mother is making videos on this set, John Moore, and they're all saying how garbage it is, and it may have some underlying value, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Coming off Phantom Rage, which was also a very mediocre set in terms of resale value, you know, it's definitely tough, and you gotta be able to be willing to take that risk to do it. Um, at least in my opinion, like I said, I only know what I know. I've only been doing it for 6, 7 months, so
Yeah.
but
Here's an
definitely,
interesting
definitely
question.
interesting.
Like, I think basically, oh, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think we got our lag back. Here's
Uh,
a here's an interesting question. Yeah, there's a lag. Um, you see a lot of players. Like, I think almost every player in the game at some point is like, oh, I'm gonna like try to work the market and like predict and like get a binder full of value for super cheap and like vend and all this stuff.
yeah,
But I mean, I did it when I first got into the game, and now I have a box full of useless cards that I'm
yeah,
hoping someday will go up in value. Like I have like 12 copies of Zom Bow Wow in there somewhere, and but like, yeah. So what's like the next step? Like, what's the big commitment that you have to make to actually, become a vendor?
I think a lot has changed. So yeah, you're completely right. Everyone tries that at one point, and a lot of people find success doing that. And I don't want to say anyone can do it. But everyone has the capability of picking up a card for $5 and selling it for 10. You can do it. You're gonna find the guy that wants to sell it for 5, and you just online and you get $9 for it. There you go. You made yourself $3 after fees. But it's
Mm,
the commitment to doing that over and over again. I think the big step for me personally was buying product, because
mm,
I've always since I've been playing the game, picked up singles, and not just to play or you know uh, ask you a quick flip that I can make and make a quick $20 here or there. I would always take those opportunities, and I still take those opportunities obviously now. But for me, it was buying product, taking that risk on spending a large sum of money and investing into a sealed product that you could lose your shirt on.
mm-hmm,
I mean, it's a lot different when you buy someone's collection. You have the cards in front
mm-hmm,
of you, and you can tell, yeah, I can go through and look up every single one of these cards, and I'll pay you 60% or whatever you want to pay on these cards. But that will only take you so far. It has to be the availability of those people to sell you cards, especially now
yeah,
with COVID going on, there being no tournaments, no YCSs. That's
mm-hmm,
extremely difficult. So I
yeah,
turned to product to kind of fill in that gap. And yeah, the product is really good if you get it. If you get it, what you can get it for, and a lower price than retail. Obviously, if you're buying at retail, uh, you
mm-hmm,
would have to pull extremely well out of a case to make money if you're buying at the retail price. That being said, people do it, you know,
yeah,
and I don't think it's a bad idea for people that if you see a set like I don't know Rise of the Duelist, and you said, "Well, I really want to play Dogmatica. I'm just going to buy a case of Rise of the Duelist and hope I pull an entire Dogmatic engine," which is possible. It's
mm-hmm,
also possible that you get no Dogmatica cards. So if you want to take that risk and maybe make a
yeah,
little bit extra on the top, yeah, 100%. If not, you buy the singles. There's lots of people on TCG Player, eBay, Facebook willing to cut you the deals on whatever you need. So
mm-hmm,
for me, it definitely was that step forward to saying, okay, I'm going to get 3 cases of the set, and I started with 2 cases of what was the set that came out in June? Echo.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
with Gearsu and Archosaur and shit like that. Uh, Great set, made money off it. Bowser Legend comes out. I bought another 2 cases or 3 cases, maybe I upped it a little bit, and that set was a flop. It was good if you got the 10,000 dragon, uh, and if your polls were decent, and that's saying you sold it on the first day it was out. Because we saw Numeron Network go from a $20 card to like $2 in the course of like a week.
yeah.
So it's really all about getting in
Mhm.
at the right time.
Yeah, and I think like from a business perspective too, like it's the volume that makes the difference. Like that
Absolutely.
basically ensures that law of averages is going to you're going to get your money back the
Yep.
more you're able to buy. So if you can get lucky on the first couple, or take a loss and just keep plodding along, it's like any business. You're going to take a loss in
Yeah,
the first couple
it's
years,
inevitable.
most likely.
And for anyone that like is looking to maybe even try it on the side, even with just singles, don't ever look at you're like you're never going to take a loss.
Yeah,
You're going to take L's on cards all the time. It just
yeah.
happens.
Well, and
I
sometimes, I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to have like
God,
loss leaders too. Like you got to sell some stuff and break even or take a
yeah,
loss just to
absolutely,
build up the reputation and
oh,
get people to buy
absolutely.
more from you.
Like I have a or like cards that you know are valuable, but they sit for a long time because they're not like super popular cards. Like here, I have
Mhm.
a perfect example right in front of me. These I'll show them up to the camera. This Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer is a DR4 mint rare card. On TCG Player, this card is like
So
$100.
high.
100
Yeah.
bucks. Uh,
Yep.
this card will never sell, guaranteed.
Nope.
I can list it for $25, and it will not sell, even though the next copy is 100. Because like
Yeah.
the thing you have to know about TCG Player is that it's really great for meta cards. Because like think about the people that are buying
Mhm.
it. It's you and me that have been playing the game for years, and we say, I really need this card for my deck. Let me just go on and buy it so I don't have to fish around locals for it. I don't have to look for this card in my bulk.
Mhm.
Let me go spend the $3 and buy the card. Those are the type
Mhm.
of sales you want. Is bringing in those small ones. Yeah, it's great if you have your whole inventory list and everything's about $50, but you are going to have far less sales. And if the card is not popular, that's another detriment to the value. So, like I said, card like Phoenix Enforcer, card can say it's $100 all it wants. When's the last time it sold for that?
Yeah. Right.
So,
And that's the classic thing of something's only worth what someone's willing to pay
yep,
for it.
yep, absolutely.
And the actual advertised market won't necessarily reflect that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I don't want anyone to think I'm like getting down on vending. Like I don't really consider myself a vendor yet. I'm not at that level. I don't think. Right now, I'm that guy that's walking around the YCS floor, asking you if you got trades and looking to spend some money and make some profit. But I'm trying to build myself up. I have a lot of plans coming up for the new year to really try to grow my business and my brand. Um, but yeah, you're gonna have sets that like Genesis Impact where now I'm looking at it right now. I have pulled up on my other screen. Dry Trout Nova's $48. I sold all my copies on Friday for 25 because that's what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm kicking myself in the ass right now because I said to myself, this card's going to go up. But, I
Mhm.
was also thinking to myself, I need to make sure I make my money back on the set to pay for
Yeah.
the next set. Because unless you have a
Yeah. And
bankroll
like,
like that, you're never going to just be able to stay constantly ahead of your orders. It's like feeding off each other.
yeah. Here's an interesting thing. Do you keep any kind of books? Like, do you have like a spreadsheet or anything?
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet with all my costs. Um, I have every receipt that I've ever spent on anything for the business. So stamps are a big
Yeah.
one. I must have like 10,000 stamp receipts in my drawer. But I also found out that you can. I made a business account for a bank, And if I use that card for strictly business stuff, I can just print out my statement and say these are all my expenses.
Yeah.
So I will be doing that. And then, certain things, I said before, I was also a musician. I teach private cello lessons as well. Uh, so like that money kind of mixes in on on the side that's not on the website. So you got careful with what you're doing with that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's all about You said before you wanted to talk about speculation a little bit, and
Yeah. What do you think's like undervalued? What should people be looking at right now?
I think I hate to keep dwelling on Justin back. Don't think that I have like a million cases. I'm trying to tell you guys. I don't have any more left. I promise. But I think Jensen back looking at it. I don't think the collector's rares are the way to go. Unfortunately, I think the collector's rares were a really cool thing for Toon Chaos because they were giving you all these cool Toon BLS and Blackluster Soldier or Chaos Emperor, the most iconic monsters in the games, and
Yeah.
Toons, which everyone loves
And
Toons.
and Gamma, like one of the most
Gamma,
popular
great
metal
reprint on
cards. Yeah.
Gamma. Pod Desires for a rare, also an
Mm.
amazing reprint. Um, but then you look at a set like this, and you have at the top of the set, you have Nightmare Unicorn at $60 flat. This card is a secret rare, was approaching $40 before it got reprinted. And you're telling me that the collector's are only worth
Mm.
60? That ain't any sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people can't hold this. They need to get rid of it. They gotta make their money for the next set. So
Mm.
I think you're gonna see prices on a lot of things go down. And then like you said, they're gonna hit some stimulus relief package and the government and everything's gonna, you know, become hunky dory again until hopefully, and knock on wood, that they're able to fix the problems that they need to fix to handle that instead of just having it. I almost feel like we're all flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
It's all
And
up in the
like,
air, and
yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, I've been so resistant. There are cards that I really wanted to get. Like Triple Tactics Talent is a great example. It was sitting at 70, and I was like, this card is worth more than 70. Like,
yep,
it's gonna go up. But I didn't want to pull the trigger on it because who knows when the next local is going to be. You don't want to be the guy who buys expensive staples and then
they're
sits
just
on
sitting in your
them
deck.
for a year, and then they get reprinted as soon as you get to play with them.
Yeah,
Like, so I've ended up taking a loss on a lot of cards that I really wanted, because I didn't want to buy them when they were at a good price. And I think that's kind of the story of Yu-Gi-Oh right now and the
yeah, for
market.
sure.
Like Drytron Nova is another great example.
Uh,
I could have picked it up. I could have picked it up at 20,
yep,
a week
100%.
ago,
Yeah, no, the Drytron.
and I was like, well, I'm not going to use the card. So
I think Jesse doing so well in that tournament really buffed that deck a lot in terms
oh
of
yeah,
value. Then again, looking at this page right here, and I have it hold up my second screen. I wish I knew how to share it, but I'm terrible at technology. That yeah, you got Drytron Nova at $40. The next expensive non-CR is Evil Twin Keys to Kill, whatever it's called, $8. So you go from 50 to $8. That's this very and $8
yeah,
is very good for the set because you have three
mm-hmm.
cards that kind of hover around that price. And you have Artemis, and it's going
Mm-hmm.
down from there. Um, so yeah, it kind of sucked. I'm not even gonna front with you guys. Yeah, that was kind of booty. But that being said, there are some good cards in the set I would hold on to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and people have been telling me I'm crazy on this one. I've been playing this game for a long time, and my player brain is telling me that these Evil Twin and Live Twin cards are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be years from now that they're good, But one card linked to that recurs itself every single turn. Generation Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
supplements another engine in your deck where I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's another one like it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I would keep
Yeah.
an eye on those cards.
You look
And
at
here,
it
the Clickers
almost
first.
like Zoo. Like obviously not on the same level as Zoo, but a similar concept where it's like
Yes.
one card gets you like +3.
Yep,
And then
absolutely.
next turn you get
It's
+3. And
always, it
and
reminds me of
eventually
Zoo
you can
almost like
bury.
they didn't lose Broad Bowl.
Yeah.
Because you always have to set up for next turn.
Mm-hmm.
They yeah, always. So it's definitely something I would keep an eye out on. I had a couple other ones that with Genesis Impact I think is a really great one to keep an eye out on. Is Nightmare Unicorn Phoenix. Now, as I'm looking at this page, Nightmare Unicorn is 39 cents. And I'll tell you a card that was exactly like this when it came out. Pot of Desires, rare from Toon Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted nothing to do with anything. I was offering people 50 cents on the card. They were saying, yeah, take as many as you want. Okay. Uh, Card is now over $30, something like that. And I think these
Really? It
cards,
jumped up that much?
yeah. And I think
What?
Unicorn being such an extra deck staple is, and Phoenix generic link to pop, so good. These cards cannot stay at 9 cents and 30 cents. Look at Gamma.
Mm.
Gamma is a perfect example. Card was 25 cents when it came out. Now it's $3.
Mm.
So like, yeah, that doesn't
Mm.
sound like a lot, but when you look at the percentages, that's an insane percentage of value. Pod
Yeah.
Desires was another one from Toon
Yeah,
Chaos.
it's like yeah, I
God,
think no, you're right. I think like a lot and you touched on something that I think is really important, which is looking for patterns, like finding analogies between certain cards and new cards. Like one of the things that I started trying to do is just like, and I've kind of let it slip with COVID because I'm not really playing,
yeah,
is read every single card that comes out of a set, like before it comes out and just see like, oh, this is like a Zodiac Barrage. Oh, this is like a this. This is
yeah,
like a that. And then kind of follow the way, those things have kind of exploded over time. Like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. Like I remember the night you talk about the nightmare super rares even started really low. Like they were like $1, and then they
you
were
know
like
that.
$4
Look at Phoenix
by the
before it got
time
rid of
Worker
it.
came out.
Phoenix was like $6 before it got rid of the Megatons. So like
Yeah.
these small cards that use your player brain, you know these cards are good. Call by the Grave from the Gold series. Yeah, it's at one. Yeah, it was at one like last year, and then they brought it back to three.
Mm-hmm.
And before the reprint of this common and gold series with the gold lettering, card was two and a half, $3 for a
Mm-hmm.
common from
Mm-hmm.
some random set. So it's definitely stuff to be looking out for. Jensen, like I said, doesn't have that many. I think the Unicorn and Phoenix are good. I would honestly move the Novas now if you guys got them. Don't be greedy. $50 is good. Don't expect anything more than that. So, yeah. But as in terms of anything, like I'd love to like maybe in a couple months do a follow up about how it's been going. I'm at
Yeah.
about 6 months now, 7 months, and it's been a really enjoyable thing to do. And I'm glad of all the bad things that have happened in 2020 that at least I could find something to do while I was home and keep myself busy and
Mm-hmm.
make money and not sit around and just play video games all day. So
Yeah. Well, here's one final question to kind of like wrap up.
for sure.
That how much time does vending take up for you? Like, what would you say your schedule's like?
So I try to keep a pretty standard schedule as if I was still going to work as a teacher. I still get up in the morning every morning about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'll drink my coffee and hang out for a little bit, but then I try to get right into it. And I usually start my morning with listing cards, and then I'll do
Mm-hmm.
the orders from the night before. Around, I'll say I start listing cards around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Around 10, I'll take a break for a little bit, come back, and then I'll start doing my orders. And there have been days where I've had 3 orders, and yeah, those days suck. But there's days where I had 250 orders, and I had to literally stay up
Uh,
all night to finish that because it was just so much of the like printing the tracking labels and addressing each envelope. It actually caused me to get like a printer that could print the envelopes out with the address already on
mm-hmm.
them. Very convenient tool. So yeah, I try to personally keep a pretty standard work schedule. After I'm done with my mailings, if I find I still have a lot of cards to list, I'll list, while I'm home. I'll work till whenever. If I'm home and sitting in front of a TV till 8 o'clock at night, not doing anything, why would I not be listing cards? I can watch TV at the same time and list cards. And every morning you wake up and I check my sales. Is one of the first things I do. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
luckily it was a month that it was very slow, and I would wake up and be like, "Oh my god, I only had like 5 sales last night. What am I gonna do?" But I've pretty much gotten to the standard. I have about 25, 30 orders a day, and that will take me anywhere between, depending on how many tracking packages there are, about an hour to an hour and a half to finish that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then, the rest of my days is filled with like going and meeting up with people to buy cards, or someone coming over to sell me bulk, stuff like that. So it is, like I said, I'm enjoying it a whole lot. I think
Mm-hmm.
anyone would. And you get to really be a part of a. It's weird that you're the team captain, but you're also like you're your own team. You got to make sure that you're on top
Mm-hmm.
of yourself and doing everything that you can. You know what it is like you own your own kind of
Yeah.
business, and
Yeah.
you know what it's like to work for yourself and not have that. Oh well, at least I can go to work every day 9 to 5 and
Mm-hmm.
know I'm going to come home with a paycheck.
Right.
There are days where like TCG player will deposit $60 check into my account. I'm like, what do I do with $60? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a paycheck. But then the next one will be for like $500.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, there we go. So it's weird, but I
Yeah.
like it a lot, and I'm glad that I actually took it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I remember I talked about it with everyone when I was in Florida, trying to get
Mm-hmm.
into it, but I just never had the money to do it. And now that I'm more financially secure and older, I'm wiser. I think it's going really well. So I'm happy with it.
Well, good, man. I'm happy for you, and it's good catching up with you and hearing a
Of
little bit
course.
about what you got going on. Why don't you go ahead and give a plug for your store?
Yeah, so I'm on TCG Player. My name is JRF Games. Very creative, I know, but I'm gonna be in the new year like making an Instagram, which I will once I make it up. Maybe I'll have John put it in the description, and I'll be doing daily and weekly deals on certain cards and giveaways and everything. I'm also gonna be making. I also do a lot of sales on Facebook. So if you guys ever see me on Facebook, my name is Joe Fischer. I post a lot on Black Market. If you guys need cards, feel free to message me. I can tend to get my hands on almost everything. So you guys need cards, product, let me know. I really appreciate John putting me on his channel and giving me some advertisements. Really appreciated.
Yeah, well, we'll do a follow up in a few months
For
and
sure.
see how things go, and see if your predictions about Genesis Impact, started
Maybe try to
to
overload me
rise.
$100 and I'll really hate myself.
God, I hope not. I still gotta buy it.
Oh boy.
Oh man. All right, man. Well, good catching up with you. Stay safe up there in New York.
For sure, dude. Have a good rest of
And
your
yeah, just
evening.
everybody make sure. Yeah, for sure. Everybody make sure you like, subscribe, and hopefully, I'm trying to get back into, like Joe said, it's all about the discipline and the organization and keeping yourself to standards. So hopefully, I'll be able to get these out more often, even without the pressure of actually being able to play the game. So anyway,
Maybe next time we'll do an
th-
actual duel or something.
oh yeah, that'd be
Break off the
yeah.
rust.
I'm probably so terrible now. Like, I probably have the worst instincts and reads and everything. But all right, so thanks for watching, guys.